Café Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's absolutely Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, the last place on earth. It's episode
Mike's Daily Podcast
2774, 2774. It's Mike Matthews, and we're doing this from Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, the last place on earth. Yay. In Ameritopica, where we've got lots of topicas to get to in this world, where you might not know that it's Dodger Blue that's running for
Mike's Daily Podcast
Senate, running for Senate right now. Steve Garvey to
Mike's
replace
Daily
the position
Podcast
that was left empty by Dianne Feisty Feinstein. I have completely forgotten who it was that replaced her in the interim. But she was, I don't really want to be the senator. I'm just here temporarily. And everybody was, oh, she's a woman of color. I think she is LGBTQ, and she's Gavin Newsom picked him, and it was a big uproar. But what's funny is an uproar over Biden having ice cream. I'm sorry, what? When did it become ridiculous? Presidents are humans and they eat. Wasn't it Bill Clinton that ran in to get a Big Mac somewhere? We all laugh. Ah ha ha ha, look, they're human. But that's okay. But then when some of these pundits on TV just rip into a president because they're eating, it's, I don't know. The low-hanging fruit they try to grab is just so ridiculous. And and then you had, let's not even get into what Trump likes to eat. He's got a diet that, let's just say, I had as a DJ working nights when I was in my 20s and 30s. Not the best diet.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Oh, the amount of Der Wiener Schnitzel I ate. This is not a picture of Der Wiener Schnitzel. It is of the absolutely beautiful Tiburon. Just as the sun is slowly going over Mount Tam and all that. And it was green. It was beautiful. It was a picture last week when I was with my cousin and her boyfriend, showing them around. What a great time. See that picture at mikesdailypodcast.com. But I mentioned Steve Garvey because on Tuesday, we'll find out if he is our new senator here in California. And I got this invite. Oh, the late great Basil the Boxer. I think we did go to Tiburon once, briefly. We went to nearby Mill Valley. I remember I bought him some cool reindeer antler type things for Christmas. And you tie it on his head, and then, of course, it would maybe stay on for 5 seconds and then fall off. They were like foamy, nice antlers, not like real antlers that could poke your eye out. But I get this email, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. If you or your press organization is interested in attending Steve Garvey's election night party, he's hoping it's a party, on the evening of Tuesday at a location in Southern California, please indicate your interest by visiting. They give me a link.
Now that's legit.
I know, but it's in Southern California, so I can't go. But it says space is limited. Filling out this form does not guarantee attendance, only indicates to us your interest, allowing us to allocate the limited space. Once we have finalized the event details and our attendance lists, you will be notified of your registration and event location. We try to best accommodate requests but cannot guarantee it. Only members of the public and press on our registration list will be admitted. We will be live streaming the event for those who are unable to attend in person. Thank you. Team Garvey! Team Garvey! So that is that, but I can't go. Oh, well. So, what else is happening in this great, big, huge, majorly massive planet? So big, in fact, that Singapore, so cool they got sing in their title. Are they all singing? Taylor Swift, she sings. She brings event tourism to Singapore. She puts the sing in Singapore. Event tourism is reshaping the travel industry post-pandemic as more people are willing to fly to attend concerts or sporting events.
Mike Matthews? You not know Mike Matthews.
Really? Let's see. Singapore is eyeing concert economics to add 10% to its GDP.
Eminem.
For hundreds of millions of dollars in tourism receipts. I know, the P is silent. But look what they've got going to Singapore. Taylor Swift. Ed Sheeran dancing with his eyes closed. How dangerous is that to dance with your eyes closed, Ed? What if you bump into a big brawl, muscle-bound fella?
That's enough. Put down the mic.
I'm not even started now, sir. What if you bump into Trump? How come that just has not happened? How come we don't have the Trump bump song happening yet? Do the Trump bump. Do the Trump bump. Why has that not happened yet? Gosh. Enough time has elapsed. Do not dance with your eyes closed. So dangerous. So a big, massive guy. Brawny is the word I wanted. The brawny guy picks up the Ed Sheeran and throws him through the window in this scenario. Yeah. So it gets kind of dangerous. A little bit of sad things happening. A little bit, kinda, sort of. And all those other
Anyway.
At Café Anyway, the hedge words that we use. And that last show was called Anyway. Thank you for reminding me. Bruno Mars also singing in Singapore, and the band Coldplay. As we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valleymont, the last place on earth.
Anyway.
Yes. So, the Lion City is known for business travel. Coldplay performed 6 shows at Singapore's National Stadium with fans bringing in... fans bought 200,000 tickets. Starting this winter... I cannot for the life of me remember the guy from Coldplay that was married to Gwen Stefani. I know their kids are named Apple and Orchard, or Apple and Napkin. Or no, wait, that was Michael Jackson's kids. Someone was named Apple. And it's so weird that I can't remember his name.
Good morning, Mr. Matthews.
Oh, thank you. Because there was a cat that used to come by and hang out with our cats. And we're like, who is this cat? And I came up with a voice for him. Chris Martin. We called him Chris Martin Cat. Because he'd come into the backyard and the cats would just all be laying around, hanging out with each other. And the voice in my head that this cat sounded like Chris Martin Cat was like, "Hi, how you doing, cats? It's just hanging around with me mates. Having a great time. Enjoying me mates, me fellow cats. It's no big whoop." And there's Mike getting all mad. "Hey, stop pestering my cats." "Oh, we're all mates. No one's being pestered. I'm not pestering your pets, mate. It's all good, yeah." Because that's how I imagined this cat talked. Chris Martin Cat. The Anki that you hear at the beginning of the podcast saying Mike's Daily Podcast, her boyfriend, he looks like Chris Martin. It's like a younger version. Because Chris is old now. Yep. Not as old as Gwen. As old as she once was. Because she's older, you see. So fans bought 200,000 tickets to see Coldplay. I am ready. Starting this weekend, Singapore will host Taylor Swift for 6 concerts. That's going to be huge. Her Eras tour in the U.S. generated around $4.6 billion in consumer spending. Singapore hotel bookings are up 10%. Demand for flights to Singapore is up 20%. And Swift's concert will generate, they're estimating, $260 million to possibly even $371 million in tourism receipts. Is that any reason why after a concert you should run to a Wendy's? No. Here's why. Because Wendy's is going to start doing that type of surge pricing. Because they know, just like Uber, when everybody needs a car, hey, that's when we'll raise the price, because it's supply and demand, so we'll raise the price. Everybody wants gas, we'll raise the price of gas. And it's gouging is what it is. It's not surge pricing, it's gouging. But that's just more reason why you should not be eating at Wendy's. You should not be eating fast food. I know the youngins, like myself included when I was young, would eat lots of fast food. And it is not good, and you will just, as you know...
Wow, that's wild! Files.
I know. Wow, what a surprise. You'll get fat when you eat fast food. You just take the S away. That's what it is. It's fat food. I know it's delicious. I know it makes you happy. I know it's easier to get than waiting in a restaurant and a snooty waiter taking forever to bring your food. But no, it's bad. Go to the supermarket, buy healthy things, make a sandwich. Go eat, I know, I'm one to talk. But still, it's something to avoid. And I have the temptation as I drive home every night going past the Sonic. Oh boy, I love that shake they make. That's the worst thing for me. But it's something, if you can go several months without going to a fast food place, you'll be so proud of yourself. And tonight, when I go home, I'm going to activate my pressure cooker and make something somewhat healthy. Probably I'll chop up sweet potatoes, some tomatoes, maybe use some kind of...
The Pam Baumgartner Files.
Broth or something. Oh, that was someone I used to work with years ago in Ventura County. A little shout out to her. Hey, Oprah Winfrey, so Weight Watchers stock is dropping like a very heavy sweet potato into a pond. Media mogul Oprah Winfrey is dropping her spot on the board of directors for the weight loss company Weight Watchers, a new class of weight loss drugs known as GLP-1s. Popular brands like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Zepbound have been putting pressure on Weight Watchers. These will be the best-selling drugs of all time. I am so completely against taking drugs to fight weight. I am very close to, at my age and my size, the doctor wants to put me on the drugs that help you fight any kind of artery disease, and to get the good fat levels up, to bring the bad fat levels down and all that. And I'm very skeptical about that. So we don't know.
Do you have any safe spaces?
Safe spaces?
Yes, where people can go to get away from the colonialist mentality. As long as there's a diversity, equity, and inclusion policy, we'll be fine.
Safe spaces. Maybe the safe space is just trying to eat more vegetables and fruit and staying away from meat as much as you can. And, you need your grains. What else is in that food pyramid? Dairy. Let's keep dairy to a minimum. It's just eating better, eating healthier. Why do you need the drugs? Why do you need the shortcut? You can never rely on the shortcut. Remember 20 years ago, everybody getting the gastric bypasses? How many of those people that you know that got gastric bypasses had that invasive surgery done, regretted it, or they're dealing with all kinds of problems related to it today? Well, Weight Watchers stock fell 25% on the news of Oprah Winfrey leaving. Oprah is donating all her Weight Watchers shares to the National Museum of African American History and Culture this month, last month. Oh, did you enjoy Leap Day, by the way? That is the strangest day. Only every 4 years we have Leap Day. Some people are born on Leap Day and they get to divide their...
That's enough. Put down the mic.
Wait, I'm not done. Twice he told me that. Gosh.
Anarchy! I don't even know what that means, but I love it!
A type of birthday you have to divide by 4. And that, I guess you have to multiply to find out what your actual birthday is. You know what I'm saying. The amount of years, the amount of birthdays that you you have to multiply by 4 to see what your actual age is. I think that's how it works. Or you just celebrate your birthday on the 28th. Or the 1st of March, depending on whatever you want to do. It's up to you. But still, it's fun to be a Benjamin Buttons wannabe. To be ultra young while everybody else is aging. Although you're not quite aging in reverse. Yeah. So, what I'm saying is...
Note to self.
The fact is, we all have birthdays. And Leap Day is an interesting day everybody makes a big deal about, but there's really nothing there. It's a day that only exists every 4 years. Okay, that's kind of cool. But what else is there? We don't have superpowers that make us able to leap tall buildings, make us really good leapers. But I'm going to leap back and take a great leap of faith and hope that the rest of the show is good, because we were just going to wrap up this Weight Watchers talk by saying that now Weight Watchers has launched prescriptions of the popular medications that I aforementioned. Winfrey acknowledged in December she is actually taking GLP-1. Weight Watchers net loss grew 140% to $88 million in the last 3 months from $35 million in the same period the previous year. I remember my ex-wife was really big into Weight Watchers. And that was the only alternative. That was it. Getting together with other people, sharing your struggles. We're all in this together. Let's get through it. Let's do better. Applauding each other's achievements. But now that's sad. That's leaving. Oh, the brewmaster just poured me a beer, but he's not going to say anything on this show because he did that last show. We love his voice, don't we? If you want to hear his voice, go back to the last podcast. That was called... Anyway, Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly are reporting sales that jumped up more than 25%. So people definitely, especially at the beginning of the year, thinking about losing weight, thinking about getting healthier. Remembering that fast food is bad, but Burger King offers a free Whopper deal in response to Wendy's surge pricing backlash. To get the Whopper, spend $3 or more via the Burger King app. That's another place I have vowed to my girlfriend, my lovely lady friend, that I will not eat there anymore. I used to go there once in a while, bring her something. She said, no, you're in your 50s. You got to watch this stuff now. Let's see. Dune Part 2 looks to end box office drought with an $80 million opening. There hasn't been any major blockbuster release in 2024 yet. Are you a TikTok lurker? Turns out you're far from alone. 50% of U.S. adult users have never posted a video. They just are TikTok lurkers. I do not post any video. I'm not on TikTok. I don't have it at all.
Bison Bentleys. Do you know that?
Hey, this is Bison Bentley, and And Mike Matthews has a couple of stories that'll make you want to ask yourself, do you know that? Do you know that? Do you know
Yes,
that?
did you know that I don't have a TikTok account? Yes, I've mentioned it many times. But did you know that I do have an Instagram account, which is at Mike's Daily Podcast, and I have never done a story on there, which is the equivalent to a TikTok, whatever they call that thing. So will I ever? Probably not. I'll leave that to the young people. Speaking of young people, come on, Barbie. The maker of Nokia phones, HMD, in conjunction with Mattel, they're collaborating on a real-life Barbie flip phone. The phone will go retro with actual buttons, but no connection to the internet. Huh. An old-timey flip phone. All that from Rob Black. I produce his podcast. He is heard in the Bay Area on AM 1220 KDOW on the radio, weekday mornings in the 8 o'clock hour. Then in the 9 o'clock hour, he is seen on television on Cron TV Monday through Thursday. All of that is fascinating. Oh, this delicious root beer. Oh, look who is here visiting me. Hello, my gosh, it's Madame Rootabega. All of that was very interesting. Oh, did you like Barbie? Yes. Did you like Oppenheimer? Yes. Did you like the first Dune movie? No. Why not?
Burgermaster.
It did not have Burgermaster. It did not have Sting. Ooh. Or a Burgermaster. Interesting. Anki, who you hear at the beginning of the podcast, she's from Hamburg. So, yes, she's known as a hamburger. And then people get really offended when you call them a hamburger there. And, then there's another city called Frankfurt. And that's got its own problems for people that are from there. But anywho, look who else is here.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that? That must have been Elmo. Yeah, that was Elmo. That was Elmo, Mike. Yeah, that was Elmo. And Mike has this thing on his show that he does where he talks about stuff he didn't know about called Do You Know That? That's right. Thank you so much, Bison Bentley, for mentioning all that and rehashing, all of that stuff. Although I think we might go with brawny as a word for the name of the podcast. Corned beef hash. Do you like that, Mr. Valentino?
Yeah, I like that. I like corned beef hash. It's greasy. Makes my face melt off. D.
Yeah, face! Well, good. Gives you something to wake up to in the morning. No, I would never eat that.
Try to game me. No.
Now listen.
It ain't gonna work.
Corned beef hash is... Have I offended somebody by talking about corned beef hash? Is that what's happening?
My God, man. Jeez.
What? I'm just mentioning foods at the end of the podcast. What do you think of foods in general? What did you think of today's podcast? Was there anything I missed that I should have added? You can add it now by calling me at this number.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
I can't believe. What the hell is this place anyway?
And with more ways to reach me, here are multiple ways, so many ways. Oh, don't forget my website, too. With all of that info, here's A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!